Stop. Do not put another dollar into your 401k until you watch this video. You've been told the same story since your first day of work. Save 10% of your paycheck, get the employer match, let it compound, and retire a millionaire. It sounds perfect, safe, responsible. But what if I told you that the 401k was never designed to be your retirement fund? What if I told you it's actually a math trap designed by Wall Street to lock up your money for 40 years, charge you hidden fees, and tax you when you're most vulnerable? Today, we are exposing the financial matrix. We're going to look at the math they hide from you. And I'm going to show you a simulation of two people, one who played by the rules and one who broke them. The difference in their wealth will make you sick. But the scariest part isn't the fees. It's a legislative ticking time bomb set to go off in 2030 that could wipe out 30% of your savings overnight. We'll get to that in a minute. First, you need to understand, you are a lab rat in a massive economic experiment. Before 1980, most Americans had pensions. With a pension, the company took the risk. They promised to pay you until you died. But then corporations got greedy. They wanted to shift the risk from their balance sheet to yours. Enter Section 401k of the Internal Revenue Code. It was an obscure loophole found by a guy named Ted Benna. It was never meant for the masses. Corporations realized, hey, why pay for their retirement when we can make them pay for it? So they killed pensions and sold you the 401k as freedom. But in reality, it's a pair of golden handcuffs. Let's look at the numbers. Meet John and Mike. They both earn $100,000 a year. John is a good employee. He maxes out his 401k. He puts in $20,000 a year. He feels smart because he saves $6,000 in taxes today. John's money goes into mutual funds. He thinks he's earning 8%, but after inflation, 3%, and hidden fund fees, 2%, yes, look up expense ratios plus admin fees, his real return is barely 3%. Now, meet Mike. Mike refuses the 401k. He pays the taxes up front. He takes that $14,000 after tax and buys assets. Mike buys a rental property or starts a side business or buys Bitcoin or gold. 30 years later, here is the shocking result. John has $2 million on paper. Sounds great, right? But wait, Uncle Sam is knocking. Since John deferred his taxes, he now has to pay taxes on the entire harvest, not just the seeds. If tax rates go up, which they will, John loses 40 to 50% of his life's work. Plus, inflation has cut his purchasing power in half. John is cash poor and dependent on the market not crashing. Mike's assets grew tax-free thanks to depreciation and business write-offs. He has cash flow every month to live on without selling his assets. The system taught John to be a saver. The system fears Mike because he became an owner. This brings us to the biggest scam of all, liquidity. If John sees a housing crash and wants to buy a cheap house, he can't touch his 401k money without a 10% penalty plus taxes. He is locked out of opportunities. Mike has access to his capital. When the market crashes, wealth transfers from the locked up, John, to the liquid, Mike. The 401k keeps you poor because it keeps you illiquid during the biggest opportunities of your life. Lesson: I'm not a financial advisor. If your company gives you a match, take it. That's free money. But do not treat your 401k as your wealth strategy. It is a survival strategy. Real wealth is built by owning businesses, real estate, and assets that you control, not assets that Wall Street controls. If you want to learn how to escape the rat race and build real assets, I've created a breakdown of the 3 asset classes the wealthy use. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. The system is rigged, but now you know the rules.